Okay, well, good afternoon.
It is the Bulletinman. Joining you on this, today is Saturday. It's the 28th day of January 2011, or 2012. My goodness gracious. Time flies when you're having fun. And this Bulletinman video broadcast is brought to you by some new sponsors that I have. First of all, I got to share the Gallant Lady. She's in House Springs on Main Street. Now, you didn't realize House Springs had a Main Street, probably. Well, it does. When you're coming into House Springs, at the stoplight, if you're coming from like Highway 21 and going towards Highway 30, you want to make a right, and she's down there on the right-hand side. And she does mainly quilting, but she's got some antiques in there, and she is the Gallant Lady. Jan LaForce is her name. Stop by and see her. I got to thank the folks at Brothers Auto Salvage. Brothers Auto Salvage is on Highway 21. And they're just north of Potosi, actually in Cadet. They call it Cadet. That's the mailing address. You want to call Mr. Jim Black. I got to talk to Jim for about a minute. But Jim saw the value of advertising in the bulletin. He's got a little ad in there. And I also got to thank John's Butcher Shop. Tom and I finally got together. And John's is advertising again. You know, John's used to advertise in the bulletin when I first got it going some 16 years ago down in the Festus, Missouri area. My goodness, it's hard to believe it has been 16 years. And I also got to thank my friend, the Jewelry Doctor. This man is a great American, too. He's a conservative. And I can't recall his name, and it's not on the card. But stop by and see him. He's next to the BP station there in Crystal City. Now, speaking of Crystal City, and that's really the reason why I wanted to make this broadcast. I haven't been doing a lot of broadcasts here late because, you know, they're getting ready to change YouTube over. The Google thing's happening. YouTube, Google, and now Facebook's all changing. And there's a reason for that because the total control grid is coming into place. Eventually, folks, you're not going to be able to buy or sell without their mark, and they're gearing up for that. If you consider Jesus as your Lord and Savior, I suggest you do that. But I had to share this with you. Now, this is a copy of the Leader, and they finally got a website, by the way, myleaderpaper.com. Of course, they could have jeffcoleader.com. I know the man who owns that, and I'll be going over there and talking to them eventually. And the radio station could have that kjeff.com because I've got that one for myself. Matter of fact, that's getting more views or more people going to that than the Bulletinman is. Of course, it's easier. You got to keep these website things short because people just don't have any attention spans nowadays. But I heard of this when I was in Crystal City. I think it was Tuesday. And I heard that a cop had gotten his car broke into in Crystal City. But I didn't realize it was my good friend, Sheriff Oliver Glenn Boyer, whose sheriff's shotgun and other items stolen in car break-in. Now, this is written by Patrick Martin for the Leader. Now, why would Patrick Martin, he only writes the editorials. Now, why would he be writing a story about the sheriff? Huh? Maybe Pat and the sheriff share a secret. For all his experience dealing with criminals, Jefferson County Sheriff Oliver Glenn Boyer, I call him Dirty OGB, has gained a new perspective on crime as the victim. Okay, well, let's first of all explain what a crime is, Sheriff. It is an act that causes provable personal injury, loss, or harm. And in your situation, it was truly a crime. Someone supposedly broke the window of your vehicle. I don't know if it was a car or I think it's a truck is what he drives. Someone broke into his unmarked vehicle the night of January 20th while it was parked at his Crystal City home, which is over on 9th Street. As a matter of fact, my dad built his fireplace there some probably 25, 30 years ago. And my dad and Glenn used to get along really well. Of course, we had Twin City Auto Salvage there in Crystal City for 60 years. And I've known Glenn Boyer since I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And you know what? I kind of like Glenn. I really do. But I just wish that he would get saved, get to know the Lord Jesus Christ, and then his eyes would be open to the fact that he is the greatest oppressor of the citizens of Jefferson County there is. You know what? If you haven't committed a crime, which is an act that causes provable personal injury, loss, or harm, you really shouldn't be in jail. But anyway, according to the Crystal City Police Department, a 12-gauge shotgun was stolen. according and a GPS system, a police red light, and also a handgun, I believe, was stolen in this matter as well. And Chief Roos, I think is the chief over there now. Let me turn to page 6, and you gotta excuse my eyesight. That's a whole other story too. The folks down at the Festus Optical Shop have been holding me up over my glasses. It's been damn near 18 months now too. But anyway, I think it was someone who knew it was a police vehicle, Boyer said Tuesday morning. The shotgun was hidden under the seat, and they left some things of value. There was a very expensive flashlight and $10 or $20 in change. The thief broke the driver's side window to get into the vehicle, and no estimate of damage was available at the time. Crystal City Police Chief Jeff McCleary said Tuesday his officers had a couple suspects and were attempting to locate them. This was more than your usual punks trying to car doors to see if they're locked, McCleary said. These guys raised the bar. The difference is the people smash windows to get in. Alright, well, did they smash windows or did they just smash one window? And to be honest with you, he probably didn't have his car locked. And he's probably the one that broke the window. But God bless Glenn. And let us pray that the sheriff's shotgun and handgun are not used in the commission of a crime harming people. Things are getting so bad out there that they're stealing school buses for scrap now. A $10,000 school bus was stolen from Windsor schools. And also I got to make mention of this. Comtree buys the Hillsboro Hall Farm. The reason why people are running around Crystal City smashing and grabbing stuff and breaking into the sheriff's vehicle is because of organizations such as Comtree, who are able to spend $1.5 million on a 40-acre farm in the middle of Hillsboro. I'm like, what the hell are they going to do with a 40-acre farm in the middle of Hillsboro, first of all? And you know what Comtree is, don't you? Community treatment. It is set up by the lawyers and the judges to basically take the non-violent victimless offenders, drug patients, or drug criminals, quote unquote, and give them a place to go get better. Knowing that the only thing that can change you from a life of drugs is the gospel of Jesus Christ. My goodness gracious, we cannot say anything about that now, can we? Also, I wanted to do a few other things. Festus R6 puts $5 million bond issue on April 3rd ballot. They're trying to build a new high school outside the city limits of Festus, so that makes a lot of sense too, doesn't it? And I got to say something about the folks down in Bourbon. Bourbon has been kind of quiet here of late, but the Bourbon, Missouri Facebook page is doing really well, and if you want to friend me on that, I'd be more than happy to. We've got darn near 1,700 people on that. But the city of Bourbon puts out this little coloring book. The city of Bourbon takes pride in America. Well, unfortunately, they don't really do anything that's American down there anymore. They have ordinances prohibiting signs for businesses. Now, I was in Bourbon today and spent some time down there speaking with a few of the local business people down there, and not a one of them are happy with Mayor Leonard A. Armstrong. And God bless him. I love Leonard. He seems like a nice guy, but he's got a problem down there in Bourbon. He took some land that the city should have bought and formed a nonprofit corporation and bought it, and then put the city of Bourbon on the hook for taking care of Route 66 as part of the deal. Now, in my book, and if you read the law of the state of Missouri, that is exceeding to corruption, using insider information to obtain a piece of property for a nonprofit corporation which refuses to make their books available to the general public, and to me especially. But I wanted to point something out to you. It talks about the flag on the back of this. Okay, see, that's a picture of the American flag. But if you look at the videos from the Bourbon Alderman meetings I've been taping, you'll notice the flag in the video and the flag in just about every government office and courtroom has got a gold fringe around it. So why is the gold fringe not around this flag? Huh? The gold fringe around the flag means a lot. It really does. It means the flag has been captured and that you've actually walked onto the ship. Folks, you have basically maritime law is in effect in America today. And you have really no constitutional rights. they won't tell you this when you walk into their courtroom, but you're actually under some sort of maritime law, and that is basically you are guilty until proven innocent. You've got to walk the plank, matey, as opposed to innocent until proven guilty. It is the total opposite of what America really is. Now, I read the St. Clair paper today, too. My goodness gracious. Bulletinman's been reading a lot here lately. But this is the most telling statement I've read in a long time. In St. Clair, mayor's city outlook is quite bright. Yeah, okay, Mayor. And also got to mention that Ron Mooring over in Festus passed away. Ron was 62, and he'll certainly be missed. I didn't really know him. I've seen him a couple of times, but I hear he's a really nice guy and did a lot for the city of Festus. But anyway, this is what the mayor of St. Clair has got to say. The mayor touched on several issues, but stayed focused on the fact the city is financially sound and heading in the proper direction. We're all shareholders in this company, he said, referring to St. Clair and its residents. The mayor of Bourbon is named Ron Blum, and Ron just gave up the big secret. Our government is no longer a government, it is a company. And Ron just said it right there. What happened along the way is that our government became a corporation. And that's, there again, part of the maritime law thing. It's a big company. It is no longer a government. Of course, it's using taxpayer-funded money to run their company, but it really just benefits a few of their cronies. And obviously, those cronies are doing very well because the mayor seems to think that things are doing good out there. Folks, the economy is terrible. Decline is right on time. Crime is rampant. The sheriff's getting his stuff stolen. Of course, you reap what you sow there, Glenn, and we'll be praying for you. But it won't be long. Google and YouTube and all that Facebook stuff are changing. Jesus is soon to come. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for the American way of life to be turned upside down, totally vanquished in 1 hour? That day is coming. Now, no one knows the day, but it is coming. And I'm here to tell you that these disasters that are about to come upon America, whether it be a nuclear attack, earthquake, tsunami, hurricane, who knows? Whatever's coming upon America is going to totally just devastate this country. So you need to get right with the Lord. 1/3 of mankind is soon to die. And out of the ashes of that will arise the man of sin, the man of perdition, which I believe, if you study your history out there, going back to the fact that America's a company and it's got a gold fringe around the flag, and you really don't have no rights in America, and we're really not free from England. I really believe the Antichrist is Prince William, who will be 30 in June of this year. Now, how old was Jesus when he came into his ministry? He was 30. According to rabbinical law, Jewish law, you have to be 30 years old to be a rabbi. So, you know what? It's all coming together. The criminals are large and in charge. Spoke with some folks over at the Commissioner of Retirement, Removal, and Discipline of Judges this last week. Mr. Smith is his name, and Mr. Smith has a staff of 4 people to investigate. He said hundreds of complaints against judges, but we know it's thousands. But there is hope. You have 4 legislators, 4 courageous state representatives who have introduced articles of impeachment for the first time in my lifetime, probably 45 years. It's been 50 years since a judge has been actually impeached. And Mr. Smith, over the last 10 years, has only had to publicly reprimand 1 judge, and he had to write a letter to the local paper apologizing for something. But if that don't tell you something, that we are run by a bunch of a big company. It is nothing more than a corporation. And 99% of us, 99.5% of us are not in the corporation. We're paying for it, but we're not benefiting from it by any means. We are seeing no dividends. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you about on this Saturday night. I do appreciate you tuning in, and we're staying in because we have really no money to go anywhere. It's all good, man. It really is. I do love you, and I do appreciate you stopping in. And we're going to start putting our videos over on Zipcast, and I'll be transferring videos from the YouTube. I'm trying to get away from Google and YouTube altogether because I really believe that they're of the devil, and they're just not good. It ain't good, folks. But look up, Jesus is soon to come, and this is an exciting time to be alive. Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. At the Praise Fellowship, we'll be there, good Lord willing. And Monday night, there is a ministers' meeting in DeSoto. If you're a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ and you want to help take back this country, you need to show up for that. And what else did I have to tell you? Oh, I got to tell you this. Every other month, the second Monday of the month in Richwoods at Mom Pa's store, he's having a consignment auction. He said he's had 2 of them, and the first one was about 15 people, and the second one was he had 26 tickets sold this last time. So you got something to sell. Craig takes 20% off the top, but you got something to sell. You need to make some money on Monday night, the second Monday of the month. You need to head on over to Richwoods to Mom and Pa's General Store. I do appreciate you tuning in to this Bulletinman video broadcast. I have no idea how long it is. Oh, my goodness. I ran long today. 16 minutes and 54 seconds. So I got to get on out of here. Get on up out of here. Say hi to my friend, Pastor Carl E. Jackson, too. Listen to Carl Developing Fruitful Minds on 10:10 a.m. Saturday afternoons. All right, I've said enough. I do love you. Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, I ask you to tell a friend about me. I am the one and only Bulletin Man. See you.